Good morning, students. We have started the lesson Climate of India. So, in that, we have completed some part of the lesson in our last class. So, in our last class, we have discussed about the seasons, different types of seasons according to the traditional calendar and the Western calendar. So, according to the traditional calendar, we have 6 seasons, whereas according to the Western calendar, which means which we follow, the general calendar which we follow, it will be having 3 seasons. So whereas the traditional means Indian calendar has 6 seasons, so that I have explained you in detail in our last class. So moving to the other part of the lesson, if you see in your textbook, global warming and climate change. As Earth started to take its shape from a fireball to a planet, many gases were released. These gases did not escape into outer space because of the Earth's gravitational pull, and it still holds them back. The result, a thin layer of gases surrounds the Earth and provides us several important benefits. For example, the oxygen that we breathe, the ozone that protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays from the sun, the nitrogen that our plants use to make proteins that we need. This layer of gases is the medium through which fresh water is circulated, and it also keeps us warm. So take a look at the image from class 9 chapter 4. So here we all know that as Earth, when it started, its shape from means it started to take, when Earth started to take its shape from a fireball to a planet. Before, what people used to assume, as Earth is the center and the other planets, means like sun used to rotate around the Earth. But later, after so many researches and experiments, it has been proven that sun is in the center and Earth revolves round the sun. So during that time, Earth was a fireball to a planet. So many gases were released during the process when Earth was moved to means when Earth is considered as a planet. So these gases, they did not escape into outer space because of Earth's gravitational pull. So Earth has gravitational force, we all know that. So because of that gravitational force, these gases has not escaped to outer space. So and it still holds them back. So result of holding those gases is a thin layer of gases surrounds the Earth, and that provides us from, and these gases will provide several benefits for us. So for example, oxygen that we breathe, and the ozone that protects us from harmful ultraviolet rays, and also the nitrogen that our plants use to make proteins. So this layer of gases is the medium through which fresh water is circulated. So this we can, I think you have learnt it in your ninth standard also. So this process they have explained in clear in your ninth standard. So keeping us warm is one of the most important things that the atmosphere does not that the atmosphere does for us. It is like a light but effective blanket enveloping Earth. You will recall from class 9th that the atmosphere traps a lot of solar energy that reaches the Earth by preventing it from totally escaping back into space. This is called greenhouse effect. This is important and vital for life to survive on this planet. If the Earth did not have this atmosphere, it would be very cold inside. Indeed. So here what they are telling is keeping us warm in one of the most important things, so that the atmosphere does for us. So it's like a light but effective blanket. We all know, we have learned from your 8th and ninth standards that ozone is a thin layer which protects Earth from harmful UV rays. It covers Earth like a thin blanket, isn't it? So that is what they are explaining. So you will recall from your class 9 that the atmosphere traps a lot of solar energy that reaches the Earth. What this ozone layer will do, it will protect us from this harmful rays, isn't it? So these are so preventing it from totally escaping back into space. So this is what we call as greenhouse effect. So this is important and vital for life to survive on this planet. So without for example, I am telling you, if ozone layer is not there, it is very difficult for us to survive, because the harmful radiations, harmful rays will pass directly on the earth. When it happens like that, we can't survive, we can't live. So this helps us, it is a very important thing for us to survive on this planet. So if the earth did not have this atmosphere, it would be very cold indeed. So if the earth doesn't have atmosphere means a mixture of gases, isn't it? So where if it is not there, it would be very cool. So however, since the 19th century, the planet has been warming up very rapidly. There is an increasing concern about this. Why this concern? After all, Earth has been through many cycles of warming and cooling. So, what is so special about it now? So, here we all know that from 19th century the planet has been warming up very rapidly. We know the reason why, because of the uh, pollutions which we are creating, as we are introducing many things for our easy life, that is affecting the environment. So earlier cycles of cooling and warming happened over very long periods of time. This allowed most of the life on earth the time to adapt to the changes. The problem now is that the heating is much more rapid and could lead to catastrophic changes. Much of the warming that has been occurring since the Industrial Revolution is because of human activities. Hence, the current global warming trend is called AGW, Auto Anthropogenic Global Warming. Anthropogenic means caused by humans. So, here, even before also, earth used to get heated, but it is a very long process. But now the earth is heating up very rapidly. Why? Because of the changes happening in our lifestyle. So this could lead to catastrophic changes. So much of the warming that has been occurring since the industrial revolution is because of human activities. I told you, for our easy life and for our flexibility, we have introduced so many things. As technology increased, along with the technology, pollution is also increasing. So all the gadgets whatever we use daily, they are causing directly or indirectly, they are affecting our environment. So that is what they are saying is industrial revolution is because of human activities. So the present global warming trend is called as AGW. AGW means anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means caused by humans. So the global warming which is present in nowadays is caused by human beings. So more recently, scientists are discovering large volumes of methane under the frozen tundras of the far northern latitudes. As global temperature increases, the ice in the tundra melts more. The methane that is trapped under the ice escapes into the atmosphere, increasing the global temperatures. In turn, this causes even more ice to melt, releasing even more methane and so on. Methane is said to be even more powerful than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. So what is happening here? So more recently, scientists has discovered large volumes of methane under the frozen tundras of the far northern latitudes. So in the poles, scientists has discovered that large volumes of methane is under the ice, which is located in the northern poles. So as global temperature is increasing, the ice present in the poles is getting melted. So along with that, the methane that is trapped under this ice also is escaping into the atmosphere. So when this ice is melting, the methane present in the atmosphere under the ice, it is escaping and it is mixing up with the atmosphere. So it is increasing the global temperature. So in turn, what will happen? This causes even more ice to melt. As the temperature increases, still the ice melts, so releasing even more methane and so on. So methane is said to be even more powerful than carbon dioxide. So methane is more powerful than carbon dioxide as a greenhouse gas. So AGW and climate change. AGW is causing many changes in the distribution of heat in the earth system. Remember how atmospheric and oceanic circulations keep redistributing the heat in the world. AGW disturbs this and the redistribution system. So the disturbance itself is not so much of a problem, it is the rapidity with which it is happening. So here what they are telling is AGW is causing many changes in the distribution of heat in the earth system. So what is AGW? I told you before also, anthropogenic global warming. So anthropogenic means caused by humans. So this anthropogenic global warming is causing many changes in the distribution of heat in the earth's system. So remember how atmospheric and oceanic circulations keep redistributing the heat in the world. So this AGW also disturbs this and the redistribution system. So the disturbance itself is not so much of a problem, it is the rapidity with which it is happening. So this AGW is causing the rapid change in the earth's system. When the redistribution system is disrupted, weather and climate patterns change. Long term changes happen from accumulations of short term changes. So what will happen when the redistribution system is disturbed? So weather and climate also, these patterns will change. Now we in this hot summer also, sometimes we can see rains falling in the mid of summer. Yes or no? It is because of the climate and weather pattern change. So long term changes like climatic changes happen from accumulation of short term changes, so which is weather changes. So an international effort to form an agreement whereby all countries try to reduce their emission of greenhouse gases has so far not been achieved. An international organization called Intergovernmental Panel or Climatic Change was formed to address this issue. It has held many conferences to work out a treaty among the nations of the world to reduce AGW and try to slow down the process of climate change. None of these have been successful. The IPCC 2015 Paris summit came to an agreement to reduce greenhouse gas emission in order to limit the rise in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrialization level. On this agreement, total 195 countries signed. So here what happened? An international effort to form an agreement whereby all countries has tried to reduce their emission of greenhouse gases has so far not been achieved. So all the countries were trying to reduce their greenhouse gases. So an international organization which is called as Intergovernmental Panel or Climate Change was formed to address this issue. So, it has held many conferences to work out a treaty among the nations of the world to reduce AGW. So, this panel, what did they do? They tried to make all the nations to reduce the AGW. So for that they have conducted so many conferences also. So they try to slow down the process of climate change. So none of these have been successful. So whatever the attempts made by this intergovernmental panel, it was not much successful. So the IPCC 2015 Paris summit, so it came to an agreement to reduce greenhouse gas. So in order to limit the rise in global average temperature to well below 2 degrees Celsius above pre-industrialization level. So on this agreement, total 195 countries signed. So what did they do? So they have signed. So in IPCC 2015 Paris summit, so all the countries has come to an agreement saying that to reduce the global greenhouse, to reduce the greenhouse gases. So on that agreement, total how many? 195 countries has signed that to control the greenhouse gases. So broadly, the disagreements are between the developed countries, mainly industrialized, economically more advanced countries of the West, and developing countries, countries that are not as industrialized. Developed countries want developing countries to cut down on burning coal and other activities that add greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. Developing countries argue that developed countries developed precisely by burning fossil fuels when they were developing. So developing countries say that their economic development will be seriously damaged if they don't burn fossil fuels, and that developed countries should do their fair share of work to help find alternatives that can help the developing countries to progress. So what is happening here? So the disagreements are between the developed countries, industrialized and economically. So the disagreements between whom? Developed countries and developing countries. So they are not willing to follow it. Why? Because developed countries want developing countries to cut down on burning coal and other activities that add greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. So a small type of misunderstanding was created between developing and developed countries. So what developed countries say? They ask the developing countries not to burn coal and other activities which add greenhouse gases to the atmosphere. But these developing countries argue that developed countries developed precisely by burning fossil fuels, when they were developing. So these developing countries will say that when they were develop now, the developed countries are asking the developing countries not to burn coal, whereas the developing countries say that when these developed countries, when they are under the starting stage of development, even they also has burned the coal. So why we shouldn't burn, as we want to get developed, why we shouldn't burn the coal and other and some activities, this the developing countries are questioning. So developing countries argue that developed countries developed precisely by burning fossil fuels when they were developing. So, developing countries say that their economic development will be seriously damaged if they do not burn fossil fuels, and that developed countries should do their fair share of work to help find alternatives that can help the developing countries to progress. So a small type of argument has created between developed and developing countries, saying that they shouldn't burn fossil fuels, whereas the developing countries say that if they don't use these fossil fuels, they will be means they can't become a developed country. Seeing these things, small misunderstandings were created in the countries. So most scientists from around the world agree on this much: AGW is real, it is happening, and it is leading to rapid and drastic climatic change. They warn that severe weather and other changes will increase in the coming years and threaten life as we know it. So, what scientists are telling is, around the world, this AGW is real and it is happening, and it is leading to rapid and drastic climatic changes. So they warn that severe weather and other changes will increase in the coming years and threaten life as we know it. So as this greenhouse gases will increase in the atmosphere, in the environment, what will happen? It is very difficult for us to survive, isn't it? So all over the world, this AGW is increasing a lot. When it happens, there will be a change in the climatic conditions, as well as it is a very dangerous situation for us to live. So I think you have understood till here. We'll be completing the remaining part of the lesson in our next session. Thank you. Have a good day.